Right. It gives me great pleasure to introduce episode 117 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast. And I have the returning Scott Johnson here. Scott made an appearance here 2 years ago for the wonderful Proper Blokes Club, which is a men's mental health initiative, exercise, talking, getting out there, enjoying our love, as I look out the window now, enjoying our lovely weather as it's pissing down outside my door. You're allowed to bring brollies, I'm sure you're allowed, Scott. But listen, Scott, lovely to see you again, sir.
Yeah, it's great to be back, mate. Thanks for having me again.
For people that didn't hear episode 59 you were on last time, which I say a long time ago, in terms of what you do, this initiative, which has been going for a while, quite a few years now, tell us what's been happening in the interim, any other stuff like that.
Yes, obviously since we last spoke, we've obviously been continuing with our mission to get men talking about what really matters, and we're doing that with our London-based walks at the moment, which I think we're pretty much doubled in size since I last spoke to you. We've got 12 a week at the moment, and we've got 300 plus lads involved now, which is fantastic. And now this year, when we start to launch our new walks, we're planning on venturing out of London somewhat, and we're looking to come down to the coast and utilise our beautiful coastline, and what a great place to have a walk and a talk,
Yeah, it normally is. Not today though.
No.
Proper shitty weather today, but yeah. So I mean, you were looking at. I know we kind of talked beforehand. You were saying about Eastbourne. Any other places possibly, or is that the one that you're kind of aiming for at the moment?
At the moment, that'd probably be the first one outside of London, I reckon. Eastbourne. It's just because we had a guy who was one of our walk leaders in Sutton. He's retired now, and he's living a life on the coast and on the Sunshine Coast. He keeps telling me it's called in Bournemouth or something like that. But not today, obviously.
Eastbourne,
but not today. But yeah, so he's moved down there, and we've got a couple other lads in Brighton and Worthing as well, I believe, that want to come together and form a walk down there, which is great. And so that is the plan, to get one done. And obviously, I'm hoping some of your listeners will take that on board and be interested. And hopefully, I can come back on in the summer when we've got a launch date and a day and a location, etc., locked in, and then we can get some of those guys down.
Yeah, it's just trying to start the conversation early. Obviously, summer, it's a while to go yet, so hopefully we get a few involved. In terms of the walk itself, if you could just explain to the listeners what that would entail, like how long are they usually, how do you usually do it?
Yeah, so the walks are all pretty much the same, because we want lads to be able to go to all the different walks if they want. If they can't make their own one, they know what they're going to get when they go to another one, So they're usually around 5K, so around just over 3 miles, around 3 miles, I guess. 1 hour, very very relaxed pace, And one of the big things we get asked as well is just like, what's the conversation about? What's it about? Do we have topics or anything like that? And we don't have anything like that. It's a very free flowing conversation. 90% of the stuff is what you're going to talk about with your friends down the pub or at work or whatever. But we have that 10% where you can talk about the stuff that's bothering you, and you can unload that stuff on these walks as well. And you're going to be doing it in a safe environment with some like-minded lads, Well,
okay, it's fantastic. That's why obviously I wanted you back on again, Scott, to kind of start this up again. Having a history of working in the mental health sector myself, I know we do keep these things bottled up. We don't need to medicalise it. You know what I mean? It can just be, if it ain't a walk and talk, it's down the pub. It's just about having that conversation with your friends and your family or people that you just meet. Sometimes it is better to just be meeting new people and kind of having that conversation, because sometimes it's a bit tough to talk to relatives and mates about some of those issues, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a case of, and I was one of these people as well. Like, I didn't want to talk to my friends or close family about stuff because, one, I felt like it was burdening them. I was moving my issues over to them. They don't want that, And then the other one was obviously that fear of judgment. Like, what do I say to these people if they start taking the piss out of me or anything like that, And these are the people I'm around all the time, But if you're not in a scenario where you're comfortable talking to your close friends or family, that's what a good thing about the club is. You can come down and you're going to be surrounded by like-minded people, and that will never be a case in terms of being judged for anything. You can say whatever you like,
Yeah, Scott. In terms of people that want to contact after this, I mean, I'm obviously going to put all the links in. But could you just tell us, you know, you've got a Twitter, you've got an email, you've also got a website as well, very nice website. Yeah. Could you just tell us those?
Yeah, so what I always say to people is just, if you can just Google the Proper Blokes Club in any search engine, whatever one you use, Google, whatever, and the first one to come up of our website, click on that. The link to all our social pages, my number, email, everything's all in one spot, nice and easy to get in contact with me in whatever way you prefer to, you know, and that's a good space to maybe answer some of your questions you have beforehand. Like, if you look at all our social media pages, we're very visual about what we do. We take lots of pictures, and I'll talk a lot on there, and there's a lot more in-depth stuff on those pages. So that's probably a good first stop, just to check out what we're doing and why we're doing it. And then if that's something people want to get involved in, then please get in contact.
Oh, excellent! Thank you for this, Scott. Get the links out there, and you know, I'll bang on about it. It's a really good thing you're doing, mate, and it don't get enough good press. So
I appreciate it, mate.
Any way I can help. Anyway, look, Scott, you have a good evening, mate.
You too.
And take care, and hopefully see you a little bit later in the year.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Cheers, Scott.